Three, two,
There we go.
and we're live.
Woo!
Well, hello there. Welcome back to another live stream. This is thanks to Predminator, who's in the chat. Thank you for your generosity, sir. Who sent in
Yes.
a request for me and Fabio to talk about Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers, coming out in 1988.
Yeah.
And we'll just start in a minute or two. Hey there, Civil Wings and Predminator. Glad you made it, man. Thanks to Fabio for taking his time to be here.
Absolutely. Anytime.
As for me, what I've done lately, I'll just say, other than dealing with all the heavy amounts of rain here, El Nino, Texas style.
Yeah, here too.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple days, like heavy rainfall, or?
Yeah, today it rained a good bit, and then I think maybe tomorrow we're supposed to get some. I don't know. It changes on the dime, but yeah, we've been getting hit with a lot of rain, which is good. I mean, it's good for the farmers and everything, but it's just like stop raining.
Hey there, Bobby. No problem, Premier. Thanks go out to you, too. Let's see. The other day, I did beat 2 Nintendo games, so I'm proud of myself because I suck ass at Nintendo games. I beat Gremlins 2 again, because the first time I did it, it was with software that lagged, so it didn't work. So I had to use different ones, and I beat it again.
Cool.
I didn't do as well, but I still beat the fucker. So yeah, that's up now. Fun game, Gremlins 2, but it was tough for me. And I beat the Punisher, so I'm proud of that. Love that game, Nintendo.
Cool. Very cool.
And yeah, Civil Wings. Yeah, I'm not sure which playthrough you're watching. There's the first one. Yesterday it was like very laggy, so I uploaded the new one, which is like an hour and 40 minutes, and that one, it's not dial up speed.
So you got AOL on there?
It was this new software I tried to record NES.
Uh-oh. I'm all alone. There's nobody here but me. I'm all alone. There's nobody here besides me. There we go.
I don't know what happened. StreamYard just decided to kick me out for some reason. I have no idea why.
Is it because you're black?
I guess. Who knows? Oh, that's cool, Civil Wings. Oh, no problem, Predminator. Yeah, I don't care about Chris Stuffin's movies.
Chris Suckman.
Yeah, they didn't want me to mention what that software was that was screwing up. So Streamline's like, nope, we work with them. Fuck off. Whatever. I did it old-fashioned way with a video camera. It worked better. So I'm sticking with that. Hey there, Jim Ravi's in Country Shape. And yeah, I mean, we'll get started. Might as well. Let me get my headphones up. We're paused at the beginning. And I'll just count down for those who want to follow along in archive. If it does it again with StreamYard, just bear with me, everyone. I'll be back within 30 seconds. Maybe sometimes StreamYard has those nights. I know Fabio's experienced that before.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not StreamYard, it's something else. Either they kick you off for a bit or they screw with connections, depending where you are in the country or whatever the hell it says. All right, I could do that. 3, 2, 1, pressing play.
Yeah.
October 3rd, 1988.
Yeah.
We're at now, and it's fading out now. And we have the farmland, Mustafa Akkad.
Yes. The best opening for a Halloween film.
Actually, I got subtitles on, so I can. Doing well, Bronson. Now, how did you first? Was this on VHS or cable? You first saw this?
I first saw this on cable way back in the day. I'm talking like probably like the mid '90s. This is actually the first Halloween that I ever saw. Was Halloween 4. Yeah, it was on like HBO or something back in the day. It's the first time I saw it, and then years later, it was on. I guess AMC got the forever rights to Halloween 4 and 5 because they're the only place that has ever shown them. But I remember they showed Halloween 4 and 5 on a Friday night. They used to have a program called Fear Fridays. They would show horror movies and episodes of Tales from the Crypt.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how I first saw this. I think I can turn it up a little bit.
Probably for me, it was on VHS. The first one I saw was the second one. I remember in Iowa. Actually, the only place worth a crap was Fairmont, Minnesota. So we literally had to go across the border to find a place worth a shit to buy VHS tapes. And Halloween 2 is the first one I saw. It was the cover with Jamie Lee Curtis and Donald Pleasence and the pumpkin in the middle.
The Good Times release.
Yeah. And then it's funny, for years, that happened a lot with me where I would watch the sequel year and year and year. And it wasn't until like 5 years later where I watched the first one finally. Mm-hmm. That happened with Rocky 2, Halloween 2, maybe Back to the Future 2. I was always watch the sequel first, like years and years and years, and ultimately get the first one.
Well, Dwight Little did Rapid Fire with Brandon Lee. He did Mark for Death with Seagal. He did Murder at 1600. He did Free Willy 2. He actually is the stepdad to the kid from Free Willy. He married his mom after Free Willy 2.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, if anyone is a fan of this film, if you can find the DVD, because it's only on the DVD, I recommend it because there's a very good commentary with the writer who helped write.
If you get the German Blu-ray, it's on there too.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the same guy who helped write on Rapid Fire. No, was it the same writer?
Yep, same writer.
And he worked on The First Wrong Turn and a few others. He has a lot of good info about how there was going to be a strike coming up or something, and so he had to write this very quick. And there's an opening he wanted to do that they could not afford, which was to explain how Donald Pleasence lived. So it was going to be a camera going around the hospital of Halloween 2, and you see a shot where you would see the explosion of Halloween 2, but you would see Donald Pleasence fly back and like hit the wall to explain how he survived. So that was actually going to be the original opening of this film, to explain how Loomis survived. They don't say in the movie, but again, the writer on the counter mentioned he wrote that into the script, but I guess either they couldn't afford it or they didn't want to do it, or I don't know the reasons why they didn't do it, but the writer did have that in. Again, it was going to be, I guess, the explosion, he flew back. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense, but I mean, it's them trying to explain how he survived.
It's a movie.
So.
It's not supposed to make sense. It's not real. It's fantasy.
I don't know why they didn't. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
They didn't want to. It was too expensive. They didn't want to pay to do it.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Like, the audience will figure it out. Okay, well.
Oh, hey, Predminator. Yeah, I've always enjoyed this film. I always thought it was a good sequel.
The doctor here is Michael Pataki, who was Drago's handler in Rocky IV.
Now I know why I recognize him. What if he hits? He destroys.
Destroys. Yeah, he was that guy.
But I wish they would have. I wish they could have. Sorry, I was just saying. I wish they could have done that opening. That would have been cool to see like the Donald Pleasence character. Like it would have been a cool link from here to Halloween 2. So that's too bad. I mean, I like the way it opens here already, but that would have been neat to see. Another interesting thing for those watching, when Donald, like obviously if you've seen it, this is going to go into the river, the water. Listen to Donald Pleasence. He will say, how many are in the bus?
Mm-hmm.
Because originally this was supposed to be a bus. It was written to be a bus. And I guess they figured ambulance would be better, but they didn't change the line. So Donald Pleasence goes, how many are in the bus?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if this was added after the fact, this gore scene with the thumb in the forehead.
Yes, this is added because the test audiences complained there wasn't enough blood, so they shot this. This is a reshoot.
Is it John Beekler?
Yes.
May he rest in peace.
Absolutely. I agree, Drew. 1988 had many great horror movies.
Absolutely. You had the Blob remake. You had from Elm Street 4, Friday the 31st, The New Blood, Hellraiser 2, Critters 2, this one. A lot of good sequels. A lot, again, the Blob remake. Even action films, Bloodsport, Die Hard, Rambo 3, Above the Law. Great year.
They Live, Phantasm 2.
Yes, Card Redemption. The Vigilante has done 100,000 times better than Halloween Kills. Because that movie's such dick. Fuck that piece of shit. Ellie Cornell and Daniel Harris. They did definitely one of the positives. They did a good job as sisterly bond here. Of course, one's adopted because you find out Daniel Harris is the daughter of Jamie Lee Curtis's character, which you see a photo of her. And then they say she died in a car accident or something, Laurie Strode.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Daniel Harris will later be in The Last Boy Scout and which Steven Seagal film was it, Barred for Death?
Yeah. Which most of her stuff got cut out.
Mm, yeah.
At least that's what she told me.
Yeah, I could see it. You're surprised I never liked the Hatchet movies? It's just not for me. I didn't like the characters. I thought they're just too goofy and too annoying for me. Good Blood, but the characters just annoyed the hell out of me. Like these characters I like. These characters were really likable. I guess that's just my own weird thing. But it's fine if people like them. That's just the law. How dare you? Sorry, get butthurt. Oh, thank you, YWIR. What movie crossroads would you guys like to see, if any? Back in the day, it would have been cool to see Ash with Freddy versus Jason. There was plans of it. Not big on the comic book they released of it, but like a different plot. I would like to have seen that, but that didn't happen. I mean, movie crossovers. I know you mentioned the one with the Halloween Hellraiser they were going to do at one point.
Which was so stupid. Why would they even think about doing that?
But I don't know. I mean, with movie crossovers, that's very hard to make that work and make it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'd be tough to. I'd have to think about that. But thank you, man.
Fuck Molly Ringwald. I was going off on her last night.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the stream.
That's okay. She was bitching about how, like, in her movies, it was different. It was a different time, and it's not acceptable. And John Bender sexually harassed me in the Breakfast Club. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, I heard about the car detention, about the original mask.
Which is in this movie.
Is that the one with the white hair?
Yeah, at the end of the movie, that's the original mask from the first two.
Was it ever explained why the hair was white?
Because Deborah Hill actually, she would put it under her pillow to sleep, and she was a smoker, so that's why the hair got white and everything. Why? I don't know, but that's what happened. George Wilbur said when they shot this scene, he would just grab everybody that walked past the bed just to mess with them.
I don't know why she would put it under her pillow. I have no idea.
I don't know either, but that is the truth. We don't need another Blob remake. We already have one, and it was good.
Yeah, Civil Wings. You could do that animated style. That's another RoboCop versus Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
If you couldn't do it an animated movie.
Yeah.
Peter Will's done voices for Dark Knight Returns of Batman. He did do one for RoboCop. Same with Arnold.
Yeah, I don't know why they can't do that now as an and it would work better, I think, as animated.
Yeah, they're doing a Terminator anime movie. There's a trailer for that. Why not do RoboCop versus Terminator? If Peter Willard can do commercials for KFC and he did lines for that Mortal Kombat game, he'd do it for an animated movie. How can any fan say Halloween Ends is a good movie?
True.
I teach their own, I guess. It's
I don't get it.
It's partially. I don't know, that might be for me the worst Halloween film for me. It's tough though.
I can't decide which ones I hate more, the Rob Zombie movies or those.
Yeah. But yeah, horrible fucking film.
Yeah. Predminator, blue lighting is the best.
Is that the one at the beginning of Halloween Ends? I'm trying to remember which one, where the kid opened the door and he bounces off like it did this. He gets hit by the door and he falls.
And he fell and he broke his neck and he died. Yeah.
I busted a gut because it looked so fucking stupid, and
so did
Michael Myers trying to game bang someone in a sewer.
Yep. And then the scene in the first one when he's in the closet and he just slides the door open and the kid's like, "Oh shit!" I'm like, "Are you fucking serious right now?" But yet people complain about this movie. I agree,
Hi there, DJ.
Cool.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I completely agree. The franchise died with Donald Pleasence.
And hey there, Shadow Combat, DJ, and First Power 100. It's been a while, man. Hope you're doing well. And hey there, Austin. Yeah, Corey Cunningham. Fuck Corey. Who gives a fuck about Corey? Who the fuck is Corey? Fuck Corey. No one wanted Corey.
Nope.
Well, but Halloween is different. Like Halloween 3, but Halloween 3 is good. But this is good.
Speaking of
the legend, Donald Pleasence. Yes, the legend himself. I know that his makeup changes. I think this one, they weren't sure if they don't go with it. I think later on it's toned down a bit. The makeup on his face.
He got upset because they were watching dailies and he was drinking with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's like, "It looks like you have egg on your face." So he got upset about it, and then they changed it halfway through the movie.
Ah, okay.
Just like, there is pictures out there. He always used to wear like this green hat, and they actually shot a lot of footage with the hat on. I guess they forgot to tell him to take it off. and they had to reshoot a lot of stuff. I would love to see that footage just for a laugh, but yeah. Now that scar on his head, he does not have in Halloween 5 and 6. I just noticed that.
That is true. Maybe he got surgery. I don't know. Thank you, Blast Radius. Some celebrities should be told to shut up whenever they go on these silly rants. Problem is, they were never told that. They are used to people kissing their butts.
Yep.
I mean, that's typical for celebrities, because you're around a lot of yes men, and
nobody
they
tells
get
you
used
no.
to it. They get complacent. But thank you, Blast Radius, and I fully agree. A lot of people are full of shit. Okay, yeah, this for those who are watching. I was going to say, for those watching along, this is where Dow Pleasance will say, how many are in the bus? Coming up here. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess I would like the kills in this one more than Halloween 2, because it's more... I mean, the Halloween movies were never really violent, but it's a little more bloody in this one. John Carpenter was approached to do Halloween 4, but he wanted to do a like New Nightmare type of movie, and they said no. So that's what happened. He wanted to take a cerebral approach to it, which would have been cool, but they said no. They said we want Michael Myers in the flesh.
No problem, Card Detention. You can like Halloween 6. It's not my fave, but
Yeah,
I like Jason Goes to Hell, so I have no room to talk.
No, it's okay.
I like Jason Goes to Hell. It's not stupid shaving in it, but I still like it.
If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. There's nothing wrong with that. Just don't be a dick. It's not hard.
Siblings, I think Halloween 3, it should have just been a different title. Halloween 3 at that time, people thought it was going to be Michael Myers. Even though if they watched the trailer, the poster wouldn't show it. But it's not like how it is nowadays where you could go on YouTube and on your phone and find the trailer in 5 seconds. I would assume, unless maybe you got lucky, saw the TV spot, or you were in a theater, you saw the trailer, you just assume Halloween 3, oh, it's Michael Myers again. And then when it's not, people got upset. So I think if they called it a different title, people would have been less upset. So if it was the second movie, it would not have mattered. Elm Street 2 was fairly different. People got mad about that. It was still Freddy Krueger, but it had a very different... He was in the possession, and it was different, which I liked. It wasn't a carbon copy of the first, and people were still mad. So people would have still been mad if it was part 2, just like Elm Street 2 they were mad about.
Yep. They should have just called it Season of the Witch, and it would have been fine.
Ali, that's up to you. Ali Hamoud. Sorry, I mispronounced it. That's up to you, man. How you think is fair.
Now, the shot of Dr. Loomis with next to the ambulance, the makeup looks terrible because you could just tell they just put it together hastily.
Yeah.
And then that is one of my favorite lines, that part of him died years ago.
With the gauze on, isn't that a different actor and not George P. Wilbur?
That is Tom Morga. Tom Morga actually did like half of the movie before he got fired.
Oh, okay.
Because when I met him, I said, how much of it is you? And he's like, I actually did quite a bit before I got fired. So all this stuff is him. The stuff in the hospital was him. I don't think the thumb was him because that was shot later after he got fired. He said a lot of the shots where Michael Myers is just standing there, like behind the cop car later, that's all him. Like, okay, cool. Very cool. Chuck Russell's doing a remake of Witchboard? What? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And for those out there, Tom Morga is the same guy who played Jason in Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning.
Yep.
Did he ever state why he was fired?
No, but I believe if you watch the documentary on here on the Shout
Okay.
Factory Blu-ray, they explain it. The makeup guy, they were not happy with the makeup guy before John Carl Buechler came in. And they were going to fire him, and they went back and forth, and then they kept him. But they're like, well, if we keep you, we have to fire Tom Morga. So that's what happened. And then I think the makeup guy retired. I think this was his last movie. So he didn't do anything wrong. They just fired him because they needed somebody to make an example of.
But how does that make an example of someone if they did nothing wrong?
I don't know. It's the world we live in. It's always been like that. That shot there, that's Tom Morga.
Yeah.
When they zoom in, which is a great shot. And this little speech
And it's
here.
interesting. Yeah, it's interesting because the face almost looks like a mannequin. I mean, like a faceless. Well, I'm sure which is the purpose of it. You know, the faceless evil.
Mm-hmm.
No, Ali, I don't do that anymore.
Yep, seeing this back in the VHS days. There you go. Yeah, Cardad. Like I said earlier, I think AMC got the exclusive rights to Halloween 4 and 5 because they still are constantly on that network. Yeah, Halloween 2018. Nobody remembers exactly.
Nah, I didn't see the fan troll John Carver. I guess someone made up the news that Rob Zombie was doing a remake with Christine, and Carpenter's like, stop it. Well, I'm sure if you gave him a check, he would approve. Just give him some weed and a video game to play, and some money, he'll say yes.
You're not wrong.
Give him, I don't know, Dead Space. Give him some weed and say, hey, play this, we'll pay you. Give us your name.
Yes, Halloween 3 is the most underrated.
Yeah, always liked Halloween 3. Ever since I saw it.
See, Halloween 5 should have been the revenge of Jamie. She should have came back and killed these kids for being dicks.
I'd approve of that. I'd see that movie.
Cardad, I like Halloween 6 as well, so there's no reason to apologize, dude.
No, this does not mention the Thorn cult. That started in technically 5, but 5 they started the guy that they didn't know who would be yet, but he was the Man in Black, and then that led into 6, the Thorn.
And it was not Johnny Cash.
That's true.
Yes, Shadow Combat. I love Halloween Resurrection. I don't fucking care. Halloween Resurrection's awesome.
I liked it after the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. Cut the first 10 minutes out. Now, this girl driving is supposed to be Lindsay Wallace from the first movie.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yep, still mad at the hate Halloween 3 gets. Exactly. Fuck them. Halloween 3 is awesome. You know why? Tom fucking Atkins. That's all you need to know.
Well, does anybody hate Halloween 3 nowadays? It seems like...
No, I don't think anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Canon Films almost made this movie because they did Texas Chainsaw 2, and they were in the bidding war to get this, and they didn't get it.
Probably I was in vehicles like this that had that same seat cover. And yeah, lack of seat belts. That happened a bit in the 80s.
But yet, you're all still alive. Isn't it weird? Strange how that happens. The lovely Kathleen Kinmont, who still looks exactly the same. And Sasha Jensen, later from Dazed and Confused.
That's right.
Yep, Anchor Bay, Halloween 1, 4, and 5, they released non-stop on DVD back in the day. You could not go anywhere without seeing those. The mask in this movie,
that's right.
the mask in this movie sucks. That fucking dollar store mask.
Oh, hey there, just hi the James Bond Media. Wish you the best, man. Country shaped pillow there. Victor, the Wrecking Demon Rollins. That's a cool name. Hope you're doing well. I don't know if I've seen you on here. Timestamp is around 26 minutes and 34 seconds. And yeah, everyone out there, hello there. Hey there, Charles Wright. Yeah, Halloween 4. Like I said, I mean, yeah, I think in the 80s, like even by this point, like Nightmare on Elm Street had started and was already up to 3 films from like 84 to 87, and then 88 would be a part 4. So I'm sure, like, well, damn, that's already part 4. We have Friday the 13th, part 7. You know, everyone's like, where's Michael Myers? Where's Halloween? Why can't we have Michael Myers back? So ultimately, they did it and made a decent amount of money.
Yeah. The famous Vincent's Drugstore, which was also in the Sandlot.
Oh, okay.
Yep, because they were both shot. Halloween 4, 5, and 6 were all shot in Salt Lake City, and Sandlot was also shot there. Now, the interior is a different drugstore. The exterior was one. This was shot at a different drugstore. I guess it looked cooler or whatever. Yeah, Austin. Halloween 1, 4, and 5 got widescreen VHS releases from Anchor Bay. I actually have all 3 of them. Because that's back when they were in the late 90s. They were really pushing widescreen on people. And everybody would complain, why are there black bars? Because they're supposed to be there. Why? Because that's how they film movies. I've been telling you guys this for years. You don't want to listen. You are seeing the full image you are supposed to see. You're not missing anything. Of course, this was
I warn you, Fabio. I warn you, this may be the toughest question we've ever had.
Oh, yeah?
Who? Oh, I thought you had better.
Which one?
Halloween 2 or 4 tits-wise? Which has the better titties?
I would say Kathleen Kinmont, but you don't really see him in this one. But she showed him in other movies.
They're all good. As long as they're, you know.
Exactly. As long as they're natural.
As long as it's not The Shining.
Right.
The answer is, if it's not The Shining and you're over 20, it's all good.
As long as you're an adult and they're all natural, I'm in.
Yeah. Don't be like you move, but the titties stay still.
Right. And something's up. Or the nipple falls off like in Jason X.
Yeah. Yes, Mark, this is a paid request thanks to Predminator. So, and we're doing well. Thank you for asking. Oh, Victor, you moved to the U.S. a month ago for work reasons? Cool. Where did you come from? Where did you go, Cotton Eye Joe? Hope you're enjoying it.
Favorite line is that part of Pleasence 9 years ago.
What a bunch of assholes leaving poor Down Pleasance out on the road.
There you go. Halloween 5.5, The Revenge of Loomis. He could have killed those people in the car.
Yeah, it's true. At least he wasn't picked up by John Ryder. That would have been a different movie.
Oh, yeah. Now, I always
Dude,
thought as a kid that this character would come back in another Halloween movie, but of course it never happened.
What's funny is the writer said he wanted to do that, but then him and the director, they didn't return for the next one.
But I love this scene because it's one of the few times that Dr. Loomis smiles.
True.
No silver wing.
Fair,
They don't have the gas tanks or the gas caps in the back of the cars anymore behind the license plate. I haven't seen one of those in years.
Either Scratch Burnham. Oh, he came from Oslo, Norway. Very cool. From Norway. Ooh.
DJ, I believe they filmed Michael Myers killing all the cops in this movie, but they cut it out for time reasons or whatever. Because there is pictures. There is a Fangoria magazine where there is pictures of Michael Myers in the police station with dead cops around him. But that footage has never been seen.
Which is funny because the same thing kind of happened in part 5 where he killed like a SWAT team and they cut that out because on the location for Halloween 5 with Sean Clark, Don Shanes explains how Michael Myers killed each one and he would stomp one and do all this stuff. And he went through the scene where, and it's funny when they said they found deleted footage, I guess I was thinking that sadly that wasn't part of it.
Nope.
That they found. It's too bad.
Yep. He said he like stabbed a cop in the eye with the rifle and then he like bent it. I was like, where the fuck is all this footage? I want to see this. Just like when he rides up behind the cop in the car, he like smashed his head into the glass. That all got cut out.
Okay.
It was too much, I guess.
It's a horror film, slasher film, but okay.
It's a movie. It's not real. It's not like he really killed these people. It's make believe.
The worst match for me is part 5. But I know Fabio likes 5. Nothing wrong. I hate. You guys know how much I hate part 5. Okay. I hate what they do, Ellie Cornell. I hate.
Well, yes, I hate that.
I hate how like they changed the writing, so the endings like nope, that's not really what happened, or it did happen, but now she's a mute, and the cops have damn clown noises for some reason.
I don't like that either.
Donald Pleasence is more of a dick, and it's like
that I understand, but.
And like the ending is like, it's always funny. Like we have him arrested, but let him keep his mask on.
That never made any sense to me either, though. I'm gonna be honest. Like, okay, you didn't take his mask off.
He would have had a temper tantrum,
I guess.
Yeah, the stuff that happened a lot, Austin. A lot. I mean, all the stuff that got cut out on hard-targeted would easily be an R rating today. Just the MPA were absolute dickheads. I think they got embarrassed because of certain films that got R rating and were violent, and then you had pansy ass people complaining, and then MPA got butthurt about them, which who cares? Just they probably didn't pay for it anyway, or they didn't see it.
No.
And it wasn't hurting anybody's, but they thought they were this moral majority, so they could put more pressure, especially on horror and action, which nowadays would get by just like that.
Right. What was the last movie that got cut for an R rating? Spiral? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I can't remember.
I think it was Spiral. I think Saw 10, I think they left everything in, but I know Spiral had to get cut to get the R, but
Mhm.
they're hypocrites. That whole, and I think it's still here on YouTube. There's a documentary called "This Film Is Not Yet Rated." It's all about the MPA. It's a great documentary, and yeah, they exposed them. They're all liars and hypocrites because they say they have children. Most of them never had children, or if they did, they were all adults.
Of course, we have Bo Starr here as the sheriff.
Brother of Mike Starr.
Oh, the same Mike Starr in Dumb and Dumber with the guys.
Yep, they're brothers.
Oh, cool.
Bo Starr was also Perfect Weapon. He was Jeff Speakman's dad.
That's right. I thought he was going to play a bigger part in part 5 because it seemed like an advertising.
He was, but they cut everything out. Because there's an interview like on the set where he's like, "I'm gonna get this guy," and it's like, "All right, cool." And I think they cut most of his stuff out, and then I think he dies because I think you like see him laying on the ground, but you didn't see him get shot, so it's like whatever. Well, Austin, back in the day, every video store had these movies, not just this one.
Rich, wait, you guys are streaming, watching something good? Yep.
Yeah, for a change. I don't know if I like this or Halloween 2 more. I like both pretty equal.
Yeah, they're both good. The first 4 can't go wrong.
Yeah, so like these shots here where he's just standing in the background, a lot of those shots is Tom Morga.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cops do it by the book.
That's right. Well, speaking of no seatbelts, when I was a kid, my dad had a truck. I think it was from the 80s. I don't think that truck ever had seatbelts in it. I don't remember it having seatbelts. So I lived too. So there you go.
I did that once and I regretted it because when I was in middle school, it was like a bad car crash I was in. Got my eyeball cut.
Oh.
My glasses disappeared. I was in the back seat. I'm like, I'll stick with the seatbelt from now on. Luck only lasts a bit of time.
I always wear it because you never know. Because I've been in a few accidents, and luckily my seatbelt was always on. But
that's good.
So I got the worst thing that happened is I got bad whiplash. I wasn't even driving; I was a passenger, so I had nothing to do with it. But my neck got jacked back pretty bad. But other than that, I was okay.
Any long-term effects?
Nope. The rest of that day, I just kept moving my neck around. By the end of the day, I was fine.
Mark Del Rio graduated high school for me was 2002. So, long time ago. Nah, General, I mean, with these guys, they don't need to shoot anybody. Leave that for the Maniac Cop. I mean, I wouldn't be mad about it, but I mean, it just doesn't need to be the case. To say that for, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Stallone movies and stuff. Slasher film, they can do some slashing. Plus, the shot, it's more creative impaling someone with the shotgun than just shooting them. It's more creative, feels more vicious. And it's definitely one of my favorite deaths in the movies, the shotgun impalement.
Oh, yeah. See, this is done way better in this movie than it was in the newer ones.
Yes, the vigilante stuff, yes. And it feels more understandable. Like it's just a regular town. And what was it? What does he say? A bunch of pot-bellied
Beer
hillbillies or
bellies
something?
going out in the dark
Yeah.
with shotguns. Yep. Well, they
I know
probably
they're
did.
not known for. I was gonna say I know they're not known for kills. What would be your favorite kill in
In
all the
this movie
movies?
or
In all the
all of them?
Halloween films?
In all the Halloween movies. Well, if we're talking the ones with Michael Myers,
Sure.
I do like when the asshole dad gets killed in Halloween 6 when he gets electrocuted. Because it's just like, that's what you get, bitch. But
That's a
collectively,
good death.
it's got to be Halloween 3 when Colonel Cochran kills the whole family.
Oh yeah, pretty vicious.
Mm-hmm.
Not many movies you see a kid turn to a bunch of bugs.
Right. They probably didn't ask Kyle Richards to come back, or she wanted too much money.
Mm.
Just like the dude that played Tommy Doyle, well, I didn't do Halloween 6 because I didn't have an agent. Fucking Paul Rudd. That's all that dude complained about when I met him, was that Paul Rudd played the character in part 6. I'm like, will you shut up? Like, no one cares. That was 20 some years ago. Apparently, this dude here that played Bucky, he was one of the crew members, and apparently he was weird. Like, he was always trying to hit on the girls or something. At least that's what they said in the documentary. But he has since passed away.
Mm.
But they're like, yeah, Bucky, he was one of the crew members, and they needed somebody, so they had him just stand in. And I'm like, okay.
So Bucky did not get lucky.
No. Yeah. Phenomena, the Argento movie, came out before this.
Mm-hmm.
But Donald Pleasence never stopped working. That man just constantly worked.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Man, his last film was Halloween 6.
Halloween 6 had a bunch of goofy shit in it before they even made the film. Like, they wanted Howard Stern to be in it, and I think they asked him, and he probably farted and said no. I'm like, okay, whatever. Danielle Harris, yeah, she's definitely one of my favorite horror actresses.
But it's interesting how they set this up where he takes down the phone, the telephone lines at the gas station. Here he takes out the electricity, slowly dismantling this town step by step, as if he's John Rambo.
That's right. That's right. No one else can play Dr. Loomis besides Donald Pleasence.
Well, they tried.
I love Malcolm McDowell, but he was a shitty Dr. Loomis.
And then they tried in those new ones with that flashback to the first movie. Was it Halloween Kills that had that? Or?
Yeah, it was so fucking stupid.
What the hell's going on in here?
Really? Really? Well, that's because Halloween H2O, they had 17 different masks that they used. There's a video here on YouTube, and I shared it once. It's all the footage with the original mask, with the KNB mask. It looks like the dollar store mask. Where he looks like an alien. They got like the alien eyes. I would love to ask Greg Nicotero about that. Dude, what the fuck happened? Come on, guys. Do I like the Tina girl from Part 5, Rufus? No, but it's cool because she gets killed. So there's that. That's the best thing about Halloween 5. All the annoying characters get killed, so no complaints. Yeah, Busta Rhymes needs to make a comeback and be a main character in a Halloween martial arts film.
I'll see that.
RoboCop got cut, but the uncut version has since been released, so.
I mean, Dove Gold that's an interesting choice. I mean, I think he would do a good job, but like Fabio said, you can't beat Donald Pleasence. I guess in a way you say he was born to play Loomis. It just seen him so many times that he was just perfect for the role. I can't see someone else in it. I think Anthony Hopkins would have done a good job, but yeah, Donald Pleasence was the right fit. He brought the right gravitas to it, and yeah, I can't imagine anyone else in the role.
Right. They offered it to Christopher Lee, and he turned it down, and he said it was the biggest regret of his career.
Yeah. It's the ghost of Ben Tramer.
There you go. The real Halloween 6. The Revenge of Ben Tramer.
That should have been Halloween Ends.
There you go.
That's what it was. It wasn't Corey. It was the ghost of Ben Tramer. Pissed off.
At least that would have been better.
They think it's Michael Myers, but it's really Ben Tramer stuck in the mask because that's when he died.
Yeah, like that shot. That's Tom Morgan in that shot.
Yeah, that's true, Seven Waynes. If it was a cop today, they'd probably have been shot.
Yeah. Nobody. I did go to film school. Yeah, Anthony Michael Hall played Tommy Doyle in Halloween Kills, and he died because he's stupid. Paul Rudd actually was going to do it. They sent him the script, and he said no. I get why he said no, because he read the script.
So this is the aftermath of the cops that you mentioned. Sadly, the scene was cut out.
I believe they filmed it. Like I said, I believe there's a Fangoria magazine out there with a picture of Michael Myers standing in the police station, and there's dead bodies everywhere. And where is that footage? See, when they first put this out on Blu-ray, they said there was going to be 30 minutes of deleted scenes, and then they just acted like they never said it because it never came back up. Because there was definitely stuff that was cut out of this movie.
Almost definitely. I mean, the movie's like an hour and 28 minutes. Even for longer films, but especially for films that short, it's usually a chunk of scenes have been cut out.
Danielle Harris is in a new movie called Stream. It's from the guys behind Terrifier. Then I probably won't watch it. Donald Pleasence is amazing in everything he's in.
Yeah, I mean, even the Steve from New York, love him in that. The Duke of New York. But he's going crazy at the end, Steve from New York. You're the Duke. You're the Duke. Mm-hmm. You're number one. Love that. Miss Donald Pleasence.
Oh, yeah. And I love when John Carpenter tells the story, he asks Donald Pleasence, I'd like you to be in this movie. He goes, but I'm British, and I will be the American president. He goes, well, here's what happened. He goes, Ronald Reagan had an affair with Margaret Thatcher, and you're their love child. All right, let's do it. I was like, okay, who cares?
Shout out, I like Prince of Darkness. So that when I was a kid, really good atmosphere in that.
Yeah, I
I
did
remember for
see.
some reason. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I did see recently someone was claiming that there was an alternate ending to the original Halloween, and John Carpenter was like, "No, there's not. Shut up."
Right.
Yep, I love it, Silver Wings. It's the 80s. Nobody has fucking trigger discipline. No one knows where they're pointing their guns. It's amazing. I love it. And yes, I do like Prince of Darkness. One of John Carpenter's more underrated movies, at least in my opinion.
Hey there, Willfair number one. In First Power, if Christopher Lee would have been Loomis, they would have had to have someone as big as Tyler Mane because Christopher Lee was 6'5".
Oh yeah.
Well, to be fair, they're really never in the same frame, Loomis and Michael Myers in the first Halloween, so you can still make it work.
Yeah, it's only in the sequels where they're in the same shot.
Yeah. Scratch Burno, haven't seen Waking Fright with Donald Pleasence. Haven't seen that one.
Neither have I.
Standing on the back of moving trucks with a shotgun. Yeah, probably wouldn't be the safest.
Well, Cobra did it with the Jetomatic.
True.
Arnold did it in a fucking airplane in Commando. He was hanging out the side of the plane.
I guess those guys that just buy it more, or the stature was a bunch of beer bellied.
Right. Now we almost get to see Kathleen Kinmont's boobies in this.
Yeah.
It's weird because I think she did Hard Bodies? Or no. She's not in that. No, she is in that, right? Anyway. Or Fraternity Vacation. She was in Fraternity Vacation, I think the same year or the year before this, and you see him in that movie. So why not for a Halloween film?
Yeah.
Now it's bothering me. I need to see if she's in Hard Bodies. You see side boob right there, but that's it.
Yeah.
Or am
Hey,
I thinking,
Sashim.
am I thinking of the other girl?
White Ramen, Halloween movies do you think might... To me, Halloween H2O was the end of it. You didn't need any more. While H2O has its flaws, I love the finale. I think the way that ended was perfectly fine, and you did not need any more after that. So yes, I think he could die. He should have stayed dead after H2O, and he didn't need any more movies. As much as I like Resurrection for the second half of the movie, not every franchise needs to keep going forever. Right. Diminishing returns.
Even again, 20 years ago, we were having this problem. Nothing's changed.
No.
Yes, Kathleen Kinmont is in Hard Bodies. I don't know why I was doubting myself.
Okay.
So she's in that movie. It was okay for that movie. It wasn't okay for Halloween 4. But I didn't give her any shit about it when I met her. Yeah, Fraternity Vacation was 1985, and you see him in that movie, and this was 88, but you don't see him in whatever. Then she did Rush Week the year after this, which I need to check that out.
Okay, haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's
I'm not going. Shadow come. I'm not going to the whole Steven Seagal, Michael Myers. Nah, I'm tired of Steven Seagal with anything.
Michael Myers will
even
whoop
in
his
fantasy
ass.
booking. I do like the use of blue lighting in this. I think it gives a nice mood to it.
Yeah, all the great horror movies have blue lighting. Favorite performances, Loomis? I I mean, collectively, I always thought he did a good job. I don't really know maybe which one would be my favorite, but Donald Pleasence always did a good job with anything that he was in. Yeah, and I agree. They should have. So what they should have did was they should have made Resurrection first, cut out the first 10 minutes, and then make H2O the last movie. At least in my mind, that's how I have it worked. Resurrection ends, Michael Myers goes to get the papers, and then H2O picks up. That's just in my mind, in my little weird head, how it works. Because when H2O came out, it really did not do that well. Or not H2O, I'm sorry, Resurrection. When Resurrection came out, it really didn't do well. I wonder why that was. Because they were going to do another one. They were going to do a Halloween 9, and it never happened because, and I don't know how I remember this, on the website back in the day, there was a contest. And if you won the contest...
The woman showed her tits?
Yeah. And if you won the contest, you were going to be in Halloween 9, and there was never a Halloween 9. And the question is related to this movie because the question was, what is the name of Jamie's dog? It's Sunday.
And for those wondering,
I will never forget that girl's name, Heather Bowen. I don't know how the fuck I remember all this shit.
Well, the reason I remember was because the first DVD, 25 Years of Terror, you see the winner, and she's by, I think, Mustafa Akkad, and she just flashes her tits to the crowd.
Yeah, for no reason. Yeah, nice.
Hey, I'm gun ho if you need me. In my titties.
I think she's in the Rob Zombie one, but they cut her scenes out.
Yeah, it was obligatory. Somehow he had to do it, but then he didn't say he had to keep it. He just had to film it.
She just had to be in the movie. Yeah, and then we got fucking Rob Zombie's version. Fuck-a-ween. I'd rather watch Halloween Resurrection than Alien Resurrection with the fucking piss yellow filter all over the movie. The one idea they had I really liked where they capture Michael Myers and they were going to execute him and he was going to be in a prison and the power goes out and he gets loose in the prison. That would have been a cool movie.
Who would you cast in it? Would you cast unknowns, or would you cast a recognizable person as a prisoner or a lead?
I'd probably get unknowns. They're cheaper. Yeah, I do remember
Con Air.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage. Like Nicolas Cage takes out Michael Myers. I'll watch that movie. I don't give a shit.
He'd be the janitor from Willy's Wonderland, and he got put in jail, and then Michael Myers.
No, I would not fucking cast Glenn Powell. Earlier, we were watching TV earlier, and they showed a TV spot for Twisters, and my brother goes, "Why the fuck is that guy in every movie now?"
That's a good question. I have no idea.
Because he's the it boy. Because he did a movie with Sydney Sweeney, so now he has to be in every movie.
White Ramen, cool. I'm glad you enjoyed Hard Target. Very cool.
I love this shot where you see the mask and then the cop moves and he moves back. It's just those shots. I don't know why. I just love that shit.
Because it's subtle. I mean, you have to be paying attention. It's not a loud noise in your face jump scare. It's a little bit more thought put into it.
Right. Whatever happened
to be suspenseful. Yeah. It's a nice bit of suspense.
And all these
Yeah.
All these scenes here where it's mostly natural lighting, of course, they probably have a window or something, and then they put the blue light in there, but it's all natural. It's scarier. If you want to make a horror movie, it has to have a lot of natural lighting. It's going to be scarier. You can't see everything. What's going to scare you more? What you can see or what you can't see?
But hey, Brooklyn, I don't know what the original script for 5 was. So unless I know that, Dr. Loomis trying to save Jamie from the curse instead. Well, I don't know all the details, but I would have been more curious about that take and how that seemed more unique. So yeah, I'd be willing to give that a shot.
They didn't have an original script because they didn't have a finished script.
Well, yeah,
and they were
true.
In the documentary on the Blu-ray. They talk about it. They said we were just constantly changing things. We were just filming stuff to film stuff. Nobody really knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Don Shanks says that there's one point where he's just like, he goes, there would be days where we would just shoot whatever. And I would look at it at the stunt coordinator and be like, what the fuck are we doing? And he would go, I don't know. And then the director was like, well, we're going to shoot this for part 6. He goes, but we're filming part 5. Shouldn't we worry about that? And whatever. Yeah, Halloween 7 was actually supposed to go straight to video, but when Jamie Lee Curtis got involved, they changed it. And it was supposed to be Michael Myers was going to hunt down his cousin at a private all-girls school out in the middle of nowhere. So they kept the school part, and then they changed everything else.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And there's a book. It's a great book called Taking Shape. They talk about all the sequels, all the ideas that never got made. So there you go. Glenn Powell's going to be in a Running Man remake. Why?
Yeah, that's the one Edgar Wright is directing.
Can't wait.
The Myers house, not. It's
not in this one.
Yeah, I keep thinking of part 5 where it looks very, very different.
It looks like a gothic mansion in part 5.
Yeah, I'm like, when did it become this?
And then in part 6, they tried to make it look like the house from the first movie, but it wasn't close. Because, again, the first movie was shot in California. This was shot in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Michael's original Death in Halloween 7 was going to be Helicopter Blades. Yeah, well, yeah, that was the much bigger script Kevin Williamson wrote. Of course, they were never going to afford that.
But he still got paid.
Yeah.
And Steve Miner told me that was the script that they all agreed on. That was everything was good, and then halfway through production, they changed everything. That's what Steve Miner told me when I met him, because I asked. I said, so you are the director. What happened? He goes, well, everything was fine until we got halfway through shooting. And then they're like, you know what? Why don't we not kill off Michael Myers? It's like, well, okay. Here you go. More subtlety. Now, this is a different mask from the rest of the movie.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yep. Great kill. And she explained. She explained how they did that. So they built a fake wall, and they had her like on a bicycle seat, and they just moved her back and forth and like slammed her against the wall. So like the special effects guys were behind the wall moving everything.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. She goes, yeah, it was really painful after like take 3. I'm like, oh, I can imagine. Honestly, Predminator, this is probably the one I have seen the most. Fuck Alien 3.
Nah, I was Timothy Collection. I didn't read that. Welcome to Elm Street: Inside the Film and TV Nightmares. Nah, I never heard of that book.
Well,
yeah, and Alien 3, how... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, Jamroll, not only did Halloween H2O take place in California, but it was all filmed there, and I was near the house that the place that they used for the school was actually a mansion. When I was out there, I was near that mansion. But obviously, you can't go in there; it's private property. But I'm like, well, that's cool. Yeah, Silver Wings, Spaz 12 shotgun, just like the guy in Jurassic Park had. Good luck trying to get one of those now.
Now, I know in the original script, this was a lot of it's supposed to be on fire, so that when they go on the rooftop, the whole house would be on fire, and the idea is that they had nowhere else to go, and all this fire. I think Bo Starr is supposed to have a fight with Michael Myers and die during that fight, while these two are getting to the rooftop, and again, everything's on fire. But of course, that would take a lot of money, a lot of safety, and a lot of timing. So they obviously did not do that.
Right. And then he came back for part 5. So there you go. And I love the edit there where it's you can clearly see the front door behind Michael Myers. I don't know how they fucked that up, but they did. And then this kill, Sasha Jensen. Actually, Sasha Jensen started as a stunt guy because his dad was a stunt guy. And then he just decided to become an actor. But yeah, he said this. They had him like on a seesaw, and they just moved it up and down to make it look like he was really being lifted up. I'm like, so simple, but yet effective.
Yeah. And then just with the right amount of sound effects, and you get that.
Mm-hmm. Victor, when Cobra Kai season 6 is completely done, I will watch it. I hate this shit that they do with TV shows where they put out 3 episodes and they put out 1 episode. Just do it all at once. It's better that way.
And Victor, I haven't seen any of it.
Well, Jamaral, John Carpenter wanted a lot of money for Halloween H2O because he was owed. He calculated how much money he was actually owed because he was never paid royalties on the first movie. And Mustafa Akkad said no, and that's what happened. Because that's that Hollywood accounting. Just like Anthony Perkins never got paid royalties for Psycho 2, sued Universal and won, and then that's how he was able to direct Psycho 3. Correct, Jay Dobbsy. The mansion in Halloween H2O that they use for the school is the same mansion at the end of Scream 3. You are correct. I don't know why Rachel was killed in 5. It was probably to shock the audience because that's what they do. You know, let's kill all the characters you like to make it shocking. But Ellie Cornell refused to do it because in the script they wanted her to get violently murdered, and she said, "I'm not doing that." So they just changed it to where she just got stabbed. I think she was like supposed to get stabbed in the throat, and then Michael was like it was like with scissors, and he was gonna like twist the scissors or something. And she's like, I'm not doing that. So they came up with a compromise to where she just got stabbed, and then that was it. But why? I don't fucking know. And then they killed off either cut of 6, how they killed off Jamie. It's still fucking stupid.
Well, it's funny whenever they do that, where we do this to shock the audience, but then because nobody will be safe, but then the others are safe.
Right.
Until the next movie.
Because they don't die. It's just like in Resurrection, how they killed off Jamie Lee Curtis. I always thought that was fucking stupid. Like, so she survived all this bullshit, and then she gets tricked by Michael Myers at the end. Okay, whatever. This is dumb. But they all like. I know people get mad at me. Well, you always bitch about these newer movies. Well, I bitch about these older movies too, because they've always done that. They've always killed off characters in dumb ways. Friday the 13th too. I'm not big on Friday the 13th, but it is stupid how they killed off Adrian King's character. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
You know, that's like, let's bring back Tommy Doyle for Friday the 13th Part 7, and we'll kill him off in a stupid way so we can have new characters. How about we don't do that? Or what they want to do with Freddy's Dead, like Alice was going to die in the first 5 minutes. It's like, no, that's fucking stupid. Don't do that.
Mm.
Or how they kill off...
General... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
How they kill off the Dream Warriors in Part 4. I always thought that was stupid because they're only in the movie for the first 10 minutes.
Right.
That's funny, Silver Wings. You're right.
Well, General, yeah, with Halloween 6, Daniel Harris didn't like the way the character was treated, so he's like, she went, okay, if this is the case, then I at least want the money for it. And they said, no, this is the small amount of money because this is how much screen time you have, and you're not the star. So she wasn't going to be paid anything, and she didn't really like how it was done, so she refused. And I don't blame her.
She was only asking for the money that she had to pay to get emancipated. That's all she was asking for, and they told her no. Because emancipated, for those that don't know, is when you go before a court and you tell them that, you know, I'm already technically an adult. I can take care of myself and everything, and you get legally emancipated by the court, so you can work longer hours on movie sets and everything. Because if you're a kid, you can only work certain hours and such. So, and she paid $5,000 to get emancipated, and all she wanted was the $5,000 to make up for what she did or what she spent. And they told her no, and they basically told her to go fuck herself in not so many words. And they're like, well, you're like a day player. You're like a scale character. What scale is the least amount that they can pay you, which at the time was not $5,000. So everyone not everybody. I think everybody sided with her, but you know, there's always one idiot. But they're like, no, like you don't deserve this, and fuck you. And it's like, okay, that's not cool. But again, she didn't really want to do it, but she was like, well, they're asking me to come back, and you know, I played the character in the other 2 movies, but she was like, yeah, this is stupid. Like my uncle impregnates me and then he kills me. Like, this isn't Halloween, which I completely agree with. I do agree with that.
And we just saw the white-haired Michael Myers.
The original mask that was under Deborah Hill's pillow. Why? I don't fucking know. Again, this is all natural lighting. Why did they bitch at me when I was in school about that? Well, that's because they paid Neve Campbell what she wanted because they're running out of people to get in a Scream film. Because they killed off David Arquette, They fired terrorist supporter Melissa Barrera. Jenna Ortega wanted more money, and they told her no. So, what more do you have? How many more people do you have to get in a Scream film? Is there going to be a plot twist where we find out Jamie Kennedy really wasn't dead? He faked his death?
Yeah, Matthew Lillard would be the killer.
Right. Yeah, Matthew Lillard somehow is still alive at the end of Scream 6. He didn't really die in the first movie. Okay, whatever.
No, the TV was just a flesh wound.
All right. No, Austin, she wanted $5,000 because that's how much she had to pay to get emancipated. And she just all she wanted was just to get reimbursed the money she spent, and they didn't want to pay her that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, okay, well, whatever, go fuck yourselves. So I think everybody took her side. But the whole production, you could do a whole documentary on Halloween 6. That would be a good documentary. That whole production was fucked up from the get-go. You could write a book on that movie.
That's one thing, I mean, I did like about the 25 Years of Terror is you tell it a little bit more honest. Because I think it was the actress talking about the director, the same guy that went on to do Phantoms, that he just wanted, he did the movie because it would have gotten him an offer at Dimension for more films.
Yeah. Marianne Hagen, that's what she said. It's true.
Yep.
She said all he cared about was getting his deal with the company, and he was a yes man and did whatever they told him and didn't care about his actors. And when they had to do all the reshoots, nobody wanted to do it, but they all were threatened. They said, if you don't do this, we're going to sue you and you'll never work in this town again. So they were forced into doing it, and nobody wanted to because they finished the movie. It's not their fault that, the test audiences didn't like it. Like Paul Rudd was already doing Clueless at the time. So I think like his off days of Clueless, he had to go back and reshoot.
Mm.
Yes, Hoblone. Demi Moore is the poster model for I Spit on Your Grave. Mm-hmm. That is a true story. Not the remake, the original. I believe the original. She is the model that is on the poster. It is a true story.
I think she wrote in her book or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That is Gemerald. That is true. Brandon Lee, one of the reasons why he did Rapid Fire is because it's the same director and he was a fan of this movie. Same with Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal chose Dwight Little to direct Mark for Death because he was a fan of this film. And this is all the close-ups, this is all a set because the truck's not actually moving.
Right.
And these are all stunt guys. Because George Wilbur said when they shot this, he goes, yeah, it was great because everybody knew how to fall and knew what they were doing, and he had worked with some of these guys before, so. And that was added because in the original cut that was not in there, but they wanted more blood, so.
But I can see why they looked at the director, because of the Halloween films, this one is probably the most like an action film, at least up until this point. Because you have the shootout later on where they all shoot Michael Myers. You have this bit here with the truck and the stunt work involved. The stuff we saw here, even this stunt work. Definitely a more pumped up, beefier version of a Halloween film compared to what we saw before.
Right. I never noticed the continuity error. He grabbed her shirt and ripped the shirt, and the next shot, the shirt's fine.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Jesse?
Yes, Jesse. Hi there. Yes, he did murder 1600, Jesse. Yep. And hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I agree, Austin. $5,000 is nothing to a Hollywood production. But I look at it never bothered me that she wasn't in it because I didn't want to see that happen to that character, and especially the person that played her in the previous movies.
Or Jamal, the way it ends is they set it up to be Daniel Harris, and then they didn't follow through with that.
Because in 1989 you couldn't do that. Now you could do it, but 35 years ago it was too much. We can't have kids being killers in movies, and. But the whole point of Child's Play is you think maybe it's Andy.
Yeah, but then the same year we have Pet Sematary with Gabe killing people.
But they couldn't do it for a Halloween film. They can do it for Stephen King, but they can't do it for Michael Myers. Okay, whatever.
They had a film called Show the Corn years before.
A couple years before, yeah. Just like in 5, when the stutterer, he was supposed to get hit by the car, but they had to edit it to where it looked like he didn't. But they definitely filmed it that way, and they had to change it. But like, well, in 1989, they couldn't show kids getting beat up and hit by cars. I'm like, so if 2 kids fight in a movie, that's okay, but if the kid gets hit by a car, we're not allowed to do that? Whatever. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Yep, so
kid died in this movie.
We can do it in the Blob, but we can't do it in a Halloween film. Sure, okay.
Yes, everyone's Good Son. I like The Good Son. Another killer kid movie. That's a good one.
Yeah. And then that shitty, what was that movie, Mikey, with the kid from Family Ties, did the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That movie is terrible. I don't care. It's so controversial. It's not. It's just a shitty movie.
I fully agree. Fully agree with that.
No, Michael Myers definitely did not die in this because, the plan was to make more. Yeah, Steven Seagal. Put me in a Halloween movie. I'm the only one that can kill Michael Myers. Shut up, Seagal. and I did ask Danielle Harris. I said, "What was it like with him?" And she just kind of looked at me and gave me a little smile, and she said, "He's interesting." I'm like, "Okay, I'll leave it at that."
Steven Seagal, yeah, makes sense.
I'll leave it at that. Poor girl. That girl's been through enough.
Does she have a podcast with the girl from the Scott Taylor Compton?
She did. I don't know if they still do, though.
Because I remember listening to some of it. It's like half the time they're talking about sex.
That was a little strange.
It's different.
A little strange.
I mean, I can't complain because it's 2 grown women talking about sex. I mean,
I get it, but just like that's not how I want to.
I get it.
That's not how I want to see Danielle Harris. Like, yes, she's not ugly, but whatever. She was a sweetheart to me. I can't complain, but some things you should not be talking about out loud. I'll just say that. And this ending freaked me out the first time that I saw it because I had no clue. Because there was no YouTube. The internet was not what it is. You didn't, how you discovered things? You had to watch the fucking movie back then. Not everybody told you everything.
It's a nice surprise. It's a nice oh shit moment. Mm-hmm. And if they make another one, you're like, oh, now I'm intrigued. What will happen next? That's an intriguing hook. And it's a full circle because what happened in the first Halloween little kid, killed his sister, same costume. Now it's like it's all starting over again. Will she be the new Shape? Of course, no. That's
Nope.
not going to happen.
Nope.
And didn't.
Nope.
That went by quick. Damn. I mean, well-paced movie, too. Hour and 25 minutes. Does it have to be 2 hours?
Nope.
It went by just like that.
Well, Austin, in the original script for Halloween 6, Jamie actually got killed at the end of the movie, and in like a more cool, heroic way. And then, of course, they fucking changed it because they're stupid. But so, like that, okay, I would have been all right with. But getting shot in the head halfway through the movie and then getting impaled on farm equipment in the first 10 minutes, yeah, I'm not down with that.
Not down with the sickness.
No. Oh, wow. Oh. There is too many Halloween movies.
Yeah, hour 25 minutes. Sometimes that's all a movie needs to be.
The Paperboy, I don't know what that is, Jesse. Is it like the video game? Where if you don't deliver the paper, you get killed, or
it's another killer kid. This Paperboy stalks this girls type of thing from like the 90s.
Mario's Catering did the catering on this movie. I wonder how that was.
It's we'd like some mushrooms on it.
That's right. Danielle Harris, Last Boy Scout, that's actually one of her favorite roles. I talked about that with her. Bruce Willis told her, is like, yeah, like you're gonna blow up after this movie. None of that happened. It is weird to think about though, because she's in that like group of like Jessica Biel and Katherine Heigl. Like, why did she not blow up as big as they did? I guess it was politics. It was studio politics. I don't think it was her because she was always working, but because there's like an old magazine cover I've seen. It's her, I think Jessica Biel, Katherine Heigl, and I think somebody else. And it's like the It Girls of Tomorrow or something. And she was the only one that didn't blow up huge. I don't know. But she's had a really good career. She's been in a lot of stuff. Amityville Backpack. Yeah, I'll be sure to download that immediately. Is that on Laserdisc? Can I get that on Laserdisc or no? Yeah, at least in the producer's cut, she lived longer. But still, getting shot in the head by the Man in Black. Yeah, I'm good.
She didn't blow up because she didn't blow any of the producers, probably.
Maybe. I mean, that's not a question I would ask, but there is an interview where I saw. It's an old interview. It's like when she was on Boy Meets World. And she said, like, there's people that have told me, like, your boobs aren't big enough. You can't play this character. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, yes, there is a Atari Halloween video game where you play as Michael Myers. I have never played it, but I've never played it.
Yep, very expensive.
My favorite mask would be Halloween 6. I really like the mask in that movie. I know people complain about it, but my second favorite mask, probably the original.
Yeah, my favorite would be the mask in Part 2, and then The Mask in Part 1.
There you go. Danielle Harris is in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter is Dead. You are correct.
Nah, I don't know what VTuber is, but it sounds like a shitty energy drink.
Yeah, I mean, people joke about it, Jamaral, but that is a thing in Hollywood. It's like,
yeah,
I'm sure it still happens. I'm sure it still happens. You know, let's tell children that, you know, their breasts are not big enough to play this character. That makes sense. What the fuck is wrong with these idiots?
Yeah, Halloween for Atari won $649, and that's the cheapest one.
Is that just for the cartridge?
Yes.
What the fuck?
With the box, $3,950. Oh no, that's autographed by Nick Castle.
But still,
2,000, 1,500.
They go fuck themselves. I'm not paying that much for an Atari game.
I'm curious, how much is the Chainsaw Massacre one?
What are the prices for Custard's Revenge? Get the fuck out of here.
Texas Chainsaw, $349.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Or $440.
Don't fucking think so.
Custer's Revenge. $214.
They sell it on eBay? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Doing box or shrink wrap sealed. $214.
I'm in. Let's put some money together and get this.
300, 400. There you go. Right there on eBay.
Fuck, for Custard's Revenge?
Yeah.
Jesus.
There's a lot of funny stuff on eBay.
Most people probably don't.
One guy.
Most people probably don't even know what that is, what that game is.
I know.
Ultra Stereo, that sound mix probably just got outdated, so they never use it anymore. Yeah, Predminator, there is stuff planned for Halloween already. I will probably do streams on all the episodes of Kolchak the Night Stalker because it's only 20 episodes and it is the 50th anniversary of the show. I'll do commentaries for Halloween 5 since it's 35 years. Elm Street 5, 35 years. Jason Takes Manhattan, 35 years. I'll definitely review Ghostbusters 1 and 2 because Ghostbusters is 40 and Ghostbusters 2 is 35. So we'll do something with that. Probably do something with Blair Witch since it's the 25th anniversary of Blair Witch. And apparently, I don't know if you know, but they're doing a remaster because the filmmakers were never able to do it their way. So that I'm actually intrigued about. Hopefully they put that back in the theaters. I would love to go see that in the theater.
I did read that because the guy's like, don't buy this version. Wait. And I guess it's going to have a bunch of new extras as well.
Cool.
At least that's what the guy wrote. I guess coming out in October.
Yeah, because I know what's the name? Umbrella, I think, is doing a new special edition in Australia. But I guess here in the States, somebody's doing it too. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was Imprint.
Or I'm sorry, Imprint. You're right. I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I thought Umbrella. Because they're both Australian companies, my bet.
Oh, yeah. No, Fabio does not live in Texas. I'm sure he's glad for that.
I've been to Texas. I like Texas.
I just said that because we had that hurricane, so I'm sure he wasn't there for that.
That's all right. You're okay. Everything's in one piece. You're all right.
Exactly.
John Carpenter should have directed Shadow Company. That movie should have been made. Yeah, Jamarol, that's what they'll do next. They'll do a woke Halloween, and Michael Myers will be a female, and she'll be a lesbian, and she'll kill because of lesbianism or something, and there'll be a gay black lesbian or whatever. I don't even fucking know. But it'll be very gay. I know that much. Yeah, 25th anniversary of Don't Look Under the Bed. Maybe we'll do something with that. We'll see. I got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Don't Look Under the Bed is a Disney Channel horror movie that was very ahead of its time.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
Maybe I'll send in a paid request.
What's it about, the story?
It's about the boogeyman. There's like this town, all this weird stuff is going on in this town, and it's the boogeyman. And there's this girl. It's a strong female character. Wow, who would have thought? And she has to team up with her imaginary friend, who's black, and they have to stop the boogeyman. And guess what? At the end of the movie, they kiss. Ooh, wow, progression. Shut the fuck up.
And what year did it come out?
99. 1999. Ooh. A24 was trying to do, I think, a Friday the 13th series because I think Blumkin House still has Halloween for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, my T-shirt is Michael Myers flipping the bird, which is why I bought it. I think it's Rob Zombie Michael Myers, but I don't care. He's flipping the bird. That's all you need to know. If I did move to another state, it would either be Texas or Tennessee. No, Shadow Combat. We are not making Shadow Company with Glenn Powell. You stop that right now. I didn't see the trailer for Trap, but I know Josh Hartnett's in it. Yes, Will Ferrell #1. Michael Emerson does the voice of the Joker in The Dark Knight Returns, and he did very good. Actually, he really did a really good job.
Most prized possession that you have in your collection? Do you mean in terms of movies or in terms of something else? Prized.
Fuck no, Victor. There is no way in hell that I would live in New York. Florida, not really, because everybody's moving to Florida. Nevada, maybe. Colorado, yes. I was stationed in Colorado. I loved Colorado. I have never seen Existence, so I can't comment.
No, I don't have a most prized possession. I mean, for the most part, the movies and stuff, they could be replaced eventually some way or another.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Everything in this room you see is replaceable, but no, I am not moving to fucking California. I will die before I move to California. Fuck California. If I never go back out to California, I will be a very happy man. I don't even want to visit. I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know how anyone can live out there now. There is other options. There's 49 other states in America that you can choose to live in. You don't have to stay there. Just saying.
Booze, allow booze.
No, I was out there 5 years ago. I could not wait to leave. I could not wait to get back on the airplane to come here. Yeah, the Boogeyman design in Don't Look Under the Bed is still really good. It's all practical makeup. There's some shitty effects at the end of the movie, but I can give it the pass. Yeah, crime is legal in California. You could shoot somebody on the street in California and get away with it. Victor, I was in for 3 years. I just did my 3 years and I got out. I had enough. I had more than enough. I'll say that.
Oh, okay. So, so much of Pride Possession. I always think to talk about it's not back there now, but that Danny Glover Predator 2 one because it's so unique. That's a cool one.
Yeah, that is
because I've never seen that.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, they never did. They never did figures for the other character. There's Predator, like the actual Predator from Predator 2. There's figures of that are out, but they never did like Danny Glover or Bill Paxton. I don't know why they've never done that.
The closest you have this little guy.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And I guess they did others. I guess the other Predators as well as Danny Glover. And, also Leona.
Oh, cool.
This is the Loyal Subjects. Little guys here, but that's another cool one.
No Gary Busey?
No, they'd probably be like, I don't know. He's too scary.
He's too
Predator is easier to handle than Gary Busey.
He's touching too many people.
Freddy Lit. I always thought of Halloween 3 as its own, just as its own. I never really. I think it works fine on its own.
Well, good for you, Jamaral. But where I was at, one of the instructors told me like his house was like $600,000 and it was nothing special. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Same if you're in Hawaii, because I know.
Well, yeah, because you're on a beach. Everywhere you go, you're on the beach. It's an island.
Yeah.
Arnold did not do Predator 2. Number 1, he was filming Terminator 2 at the same time, and number 2, he did not like the script because he was going to have a cameo. He was not going to be the star. And he thought that taking the Predator into the city was a bad idea, which I wholeheartedly disagree with. I love the fact that they did that in Predator 2 because it was different and it made it more interesting. Predator 2 rules. If you don't like it, you go fuck yourself.
Well, general, I mean, I love watching old trailers for old movies, but new ones, either I don't care about the film, or if I have a slight interest, they'll just spoil the entire movie. I'll just avoid it. And since it comes so quick to streaming, I could just wait and watch it there or theater or whatever. So they just don't have watching new trailers don't have the same appeal to me as this stuff here, which if you like old trailers, I definitely recommend this series, The Driving Delirium. This is from Umbrella, and 181 trailers. So there you go. They made quite a few of these.
I need to get those. Severin did the Kung Fu one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Those are for those out there. If you're curious, for those who are curious, those are the other ones.
Yep. Those are awesome. I need to get those. Yeah, NECA has made some really cool Predator figures. NECA always does a good job. I think actually I think this is the Terminator 2 one I have here is NECA. Oh yeah, Gary Busey was scary when I met him.
I bet, yeah. See, I knew.
Hello.
See, I was so scared. I had PTSD. I wasn't even there.
The Busey was going to get you.
Yeah, I
No,
was too scared. I had to run away.
older trailers I love. Newer trailers I don't, because again, most of the time they spoil the movie. They're all the same now. They're all edited the same. They all have the same music. It's that. It's whatever the hell that music is. And most of them suck. So why would I want to see the movie? The whole point of a trailer is to market the movie. They are to sell you on wanting to see the movie. The Halloween 4 trailer is awesome. 10 years ago, he changed the face of Halloween. Tonight, he's back. Then the music kicks in. They don't give too much away. That sells you on the movie. When everything in the trailer reveals what's going to happen in the movie, why would I want to watch that?
Right.
Also read $250,000 pay dispute for Arnold. I don't know why he would complain about that. He got like $11 million for Terminator 2 and a jet. So and Carolco wondered why they went out of business. Because mismanagement. That's exactly why. You can't give everybody $15 million a movie. It just doesn't work that way. Yeah, I love the old trailer compilations here on YouTube. Rambo Raff had me look at some of them, and they're fun. Yeah. They're fun.
Yeah, if you're able to pick it up before it came out of print, the best one was Trailer Trauma 3, the 80s Horror-thon. But someone did upload it on YouTube, the full collection. So for those who did miss out, you can find it on YouTube. But that's definitely up there.
Yeah, apparently $11 million is slave wages. Yeah, Arnold, he got like 11, I think, for Terminator 2, and then, a jet as well. And then I think back then, Stallone had a favored nations clause, so I think he got what Arnold got. So I think for Cliffhanger, since it was the same company, I think Stallone got the same for Cliffhanger because he had it in his contract. New World went out of business, I think, in '89 because they were supposed to release The Punisher. And because the studio went bankrupt, they couldn't release the movie, which is why The Punisher never came out in theaters in America. It went straight to video a couple years later.
Mm-hmm.
Vantage Point, I've never seen that movie or that trailer.
Yep, I've seen the trailer, Jamroll. It's it's a good movie with Dennis Quaid and Forrest Whitaker.
Serial Mom? Sure, I'll do a commentary on that.
No problem, Premier. Thank you for your kindness.
That was filmed in Baltimore, Serial Mom.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Matthew Lillard's first movie. At least that's what he told me. Yeah, because it's a John Waters film. So John Waters films all of his movies in Baltimore because that's where he's from. Any movies coming out that I'm looking forward to? Well, there's one that comes out in a couple of hours that I already got a paid request for. So there's that. Am I really looking forward to it? No, but
Bachelor said the Serial Mom was his first film?
That's what he told me.
That's weird because he was in Ghoulies 3 a few years before that. And that was 91.
Maybe he doesn't count that. I don't know. His first real movie.
Okay, yeah. Well, I like Ghoulies 3. That's silly. It's a fun movie.
Ghoulies go to college.
Uh,
Yeah, Jeff.
okay, yeah. Go ahead.
The samurai cop went to prison. It is a true story. He was
Yeah.
involved in a robbery with the stunt coordinator of Samurai Cop. They like robbed an art house or something and got caught, and they went to prison for a couple of years.
Okay, yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine. That must have been the request Fabio got.
Yeah, I already got a paid request for that. I'm like, well, it's not even out yet, so how can I see it? But apparently it already leaked out online because it came out in Europe first, so there you go.
Okay.
Go Lakers. Yeah, I try to go to horror conventions. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I barely remember the original Witchboard. I knew Chuck Wilson was doing a remake of it. I don't really care about a remake of Witchboard. I just, Chuck Russell needs a paycheck, and that was the last film he did. I'm trying to think it was the last film he made.
Didn't he do
I know
some
he
of
did
those?
that.
I Am Wrath or whatever. Yeah.
That was quite a few years ago.
Witchboard, Tony Katane's in that, right? Yeah. Tony Katane and Kathleen Wilholt.
Maybe,
And we need a remake of that, I guess. New movie. Well, no, it's just most movies that come, in the words of Chris Gore, 99% of movies that come out today are garbage. It's true.
Hey, Patrick, maybe don't spoil for people who want to see the film. Just saying. Whether you care about it or not, I don't want to spoil for people who may actually want to see the film, Patrick. Right. So, just saying. So, just could you not do that? Thank you. Because some people, if people look forward to it, that's fine. And they want to go in. I know how it is. I felt that way with some of the John Wick films, and it worked for me until John Wick 4 that pissed me off. Fucking John Wick 4. But anyway.
Fuck John Wick 4. Somebody the other night asked me, they're like, would you watch it again now and your opinion would change? I'm like, no, because it's the same movie. It's not like the movie changed.
Exactly.
Why the fuck would I want to watch that again?
So before we head out, what do you have coming on your channel? Obviously, when that movie comes out, Deadpool and Wolverine in the future. Mm-hmm. But what other stuff you got coming up?
Next up, I have a band. There was another paid request, just my thoughts on a band called 09 from Finland. They're pretty good. Then Jamaral requested for me to talk about A24, so that should be pretty fun. And then he also wanted me to talk about the band The Cars. And then the only other paid request after that is Deadpool and Wolverine. So I'll take care of that. Probably next. Because they sent in enough for me to go see it in the theater. So I'm like, okay, yeah, if that's what you want me to do, that's fine, Because people always ask me that. They're like, well, would you go to the theater and see it? I'm like, if you put it in the paid request, hey, could you go to the theater and see this? Yeah, I can do that. It's not hard. But I'll probably wait till after opening weekend so I don't have to deal with all that. So we'll probably do that next week. But that's pretty much it. Just a couple more, and then I'd like to get back into the Godzilla stuff because everybody's been asking, and I'm like, well, paid requests come first because it's just how it be. But hopefully we'll get back to Godzilla here shortly.
Cool. Well, with that said, looking at the chat, yeah, Scott Atkins, fat suit. I don't get that. No, Premiere, I did not get a request for Twisters. And no, I did not get a request for Deadpool Wolverine.
Not yet.
Well, as of right now, no. But as for me, few of the Amazing Spider-Man TV episodes, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, some weird films like that I've never heard of, among others.
Those are the best reviews. Weird movies you've never heard of.
Fuck Lynn Powell.
That's right. Fucking Expendables 3. Need I say more? He was the fucking parachute dude off the cliff. And it was all CGI. Go fuck yourself. I don't care that he was in Top Gun. Fuck off.
Well, in Shadow Combat, I've never seen the film, so it'd be kind of silently, oh, what's this about? What are they saying? So I wouldn't know what to say in the commentary because I haven't seen the film. So I'd want to pay attention to know what's going on. But thank you guys. Thank you, Fabio, for taking your time.
Anytime.
And once again, thank you, Predminator, for your kindness. Take care, everyone. Have a good, safe rest of your week, as well as weekend. And you guys have a good night. Take care for all.
See you.